I don't know what to make of this building, or this picture, which is a building. I don't know. It looks like a dream. It's like one of those fake Tartaria pictures, like artwork floating in the sky or something. And I love those pictures, but I also don't. I think they kind of muddy the waters and make me second guess myself. So beautiful. And I thought, where could this be? Is this even real? After doing a reverse image search, it turns out it's the Swami Narayan Temple. And upon doing this research, it originally started with older stuff, 100 plus years ago, and then got closer and closer, to where even in the community, certain sites, like the palace in Bucharest, which was said to be built in the 70s, became topics of debate. And I didn't think they could continue to pull this off up until the 70s, but I now believe so. Do believe that these things were still going on in the 70s, shuffling and repurposing the old world. But today, this is really pushing it. So much so to where I'm going to begin by saying, I don't know, this is just crazy. Here we're told this mind-blowing temple here was actually completed in 2005. And it's a first for me. It's a first for me, seeing this wonder that upon first glancing, I wasn't even sure if it was real. And then I was very excited to see that it was real. I find it to be more impressive than the so famous Taj Mahal. And upon doing a little research, I come to discover that it was built in 5 years, from 2000 to 2005, the 5-year temple. The long-named temple is a Hindu temple and a spiritual campus in Delhi, India. It's also referred to as the Akshardham Temple, and this is the name that originally was associated with it when I started looking into it. Ham, like one of the sons of Noah, Ham. The complex displays a millennia of traditional and modern culture. Inspired by this yogi doesn't give a shit about a temple, first of all, and created by this Swami, I don't think this Swami looks like the creator. It was constructed by BAPS, a Hindu denomination formed in 1905. It's no different than the Catholic Church for me, or any great religion. Until poverty and human suffering has been solved, it's disgusting to build things like this, piss billions into structures like this. If it's true, and I don't think it's true. Only in the old world were they pumping out structures like this. However, 2005 is so recent, we must have hundreds of construction photos. And again, I don't know. I look forward to seeing them if they exist, and I have searched, but that doesn't mean they don't exist yet. So whatever, they tell us all the tourist attractions about this site. Whatever, I don't care. More features, musicians, dancers, worthless. Exhibits, like it's some kind of World's Fair in India. Maybe they're pulling the World's Fair in India now, telling the new young Indians, look at this new temple that we built. Here are exhibits, just like the World's Fair. Ooh, let's walk around this monstrosity and learn nothing about the architecture, but rather whatever they want to indoctrinate the people about in these booths and exhibits, just like the World's Fair. Could it be that they're pulling an Indian World's Fair right here, right now, or at least in 2005, with this structure? Was this really built in 5 fucking years? Sorry, 5 years. Okay, let's get past the exhibits if we could have something serious here. Besides the theater and the boat ride, the musical fountain, an absolute joke. This is a perfect joke. Look at this. Closed due to the sea. The Akshardham complex. Planning. Here we go. Something serious. The building had been planned since 1968 as a vision of this yogi. He was not a very modest yogi. He was the spiritual head of this denomination. Attempts were made to start the project, however, little progress was made. In 1971, he died. Okay, that should just be the end of it. Sorry, no temple. But no, this guy, in 1982, the successor to this guy, took them 11 years to find this guy, started to continue fulfilling the dream of his guru. He had nothing else to do. He prompted devotees to look into the possibility of building the temple in Delhi. And here's where it starts to sound like the World's Fair. A request for the plan was put forward to the Delhi Development Authority. So this guy reaches out to the Delhi Department Authority to request a plan. He doesn't even have a plan. He's just going off of this guy's dream. And he reaches out to the government. Hey government, my old master had a dream. Can you help me? Okay, let us suggest a few different places. How about this one, or this one? But this guy says, oh no, my old master really wanted it to be in this city here of Yamuna. So 20 years pass. 20 years pass. This started to go down in 1982. He reaches out to the government. Says, hey, can you help me with a plan? They offer him some land. And he says, no, get over here. So 20 years later, okay, 18 years later, the Delhi Authority offered 60 acres of land. You see how this is sounding World's Fair now? 60 acres? We were just going to build a temple. And another state in India, unrelated, offered 30 acres for the project. Just rolling out the red carpet for this guy's wish to fulfill his master's wish. Just the government just doling out all this land without a plan. The guy had to request a plan. They don't even have a plan. No, 20 years later, 60 plus another 30 acres, and that's it. This guy was ready to perform a puja on the site for success of the project. There we go. He's going to go dump some water out. This is his plan. Construction on the temple began in 2000. That's it. They gave the land, he dumps the water, and they began construction in 2000. And Akshardham was officially opened in 2005. 5 years. So here we go. Here we have a construction photo. Really, really reminiscent of our old narrative, just made in recent times. And again, I'm completely open. I'm excited to see the hundreds of construction photos that we must have for this temple, this fairy tale temple. So, a team of 8 swamis were assigned to oversee the project. During the development, this guy was consulted in many aspects of the monument's construction. Around 97 and 98, very vague, the idea to start development on the temple by beginning the stone carving had been requested. However, this guy asserted that the construction should only start after the land was acquired. Oh, that's a good idea. The initial work done on the site was on the foundation. Initially, the site wasn't considered ideal for the construction. As a result, a deep foundation was imperative. So they're having issues with the soil, similar to many of the old stories. They tell us they started these old constructions on swamps, oftentimes. 5 million fired bricks raised the foundation another 21 feet, and that's on top of the 15 feet of rocks and sand, intertwined with mesh and topped by 5 feet of concrete. The bricks were then topped by 3 more feet of concrete to form the main support under the monument. Okay, well that's interesting. July 2001, the first sculpted stone was laid. The Swamis watched over stonework as well as the research on carvings. It's like they're figuring it out as they go. The research was done at various sites, such as Angkor Wat and other temples. 7,000 carvers and 3,000 volunteers were put to work for the construction of this place. 7,000. So this is a good study in a lot of different ways. And again, I'm just not sure if it's even true. 7,000 workers. So reminiscent of our old stories. Just one person here. 6,999 people were off on this day. While the detailed carvings were done by hand, initial stone cutting was done by machine. Every night, over 100 trucks were sent, where 4,000 workers and volunteers operated on the construction site. Every night, 100 trucks with 4,000 workers. That's a lot of people in these 100 trucks. So that's it. We're just trucking people in 100 trucks, thousands of people and volunteers. And then we move on to the opening ceremony. Ekshardham was consecrated. I love this one. Similar to founded in 2005 by this fine man. Go man, pursuing the dream of a dream. This is your man. Nothing is impossible for this man. The opening ceremony, with the presence of 25,000 guests. Again, similar to these old narratives. A place of education, experience, and enlightenment. Education, like I showed up here. Musical fountain, gardens, boat ride, theater, exhibits, and it just doesn't add up. Oh my god, an official Guinness Book of World Records was given to this man, the spiritual leader. The record was presented as the world's largest comprehensive Hindu temple certificate. The certificate states that this temple is the world's largest Hindu temple, covering an area of 86,000 square feet. In comparison, the palace in Bucharest was 1,000,000 square feet. To this day, they only occupy, I believe, 10 to 20% of it. So I don't know, is this something that was recently built? In 5 years, I'm gonna reach out to all the experts in the field on this one. Could it be done? So again, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. This was a weird one. For today, I thank you for being here. Do have a blessed day. I love you all, and I'll see you next week.